What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jello the Casual Card Gamer, and today we're going to be looking at another deck from Clan Collection Volume 3. I had to check the set number because I completely forgot which one it came from. But yeah, today we are looking at Silver Thorn Luquier Reverse. I did not think that I was going to like the deck, but I did have a Silver Thorn deck core kind of just sitting around, and figured might as well just put it together and see what I find with the deck, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So let's just get straight into the deck profile. Alright, so first things first, I must issue a disclaimer. I have not played very much Pale Moon in my card fighting life. I played it next to nil, and yeah, if there's anything here that you guys find egregious, please let me know down in the comments, and I will see if I have the resources to fix the deck. But so far, this is how I've been playing it and testing it, and yeah, it's just been a great time overall. So let's start with the starter. Of course, we have Silver Thorn Assistant Ionella. When rolled upon, draw a card. If you go second, basically, then you get a quick shield on top of that. Next, we run 2 copies of the original Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Luquier. Her abilities are from Vanguard or Rearguard. During your turn, if you call 2 or more cards from your soul, she gets plus 10k. And her second ability is Counterblast 2. Discard a card. Call up to any number of Silverthorn cards from your soul, and all of your front row units get plus 3k. So that's a really just a really fun sort of clown car effect. Bring everything out and you swing with it. On her own, not very much more than just setting up a field, but with the new support, it is just really, it's just a blast to play around with. So I only run 2 copies of her because she has been $20+ for forever. And sort of just disclaimer on these next 2 cards, I got these 2 when they were only, you know, just a couple of dollars each, and I am very shocked to see that they are at the price they're at now. But we do have Silverthorn Dragon Empress Venus Luquier. Her first ability is during your turn, if all of your front row rearguard circles have units, then all of your front row units get plus 5k. Really good overall, just field buff effect for no cost at all, as long as you have a full field. And her second ability is once per turn, Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, and basically you just fill up all of your front row circles. And at the end of that turn, if you have 4 or more of your guards, you put everything into your soul, and you get an imaginary gift Axel. So if you go Axel 2, extra draw. If you go Axel 1, then it's more fighting people's face. So yeah. There she is at 2. We do have them at 2 and 2 because, like I said earlier, they are like $20 plus US each. So for me living in Canada, it's even more, and I really don't have the resources to put another how many more dollars into getting one or the other. So we're playing 2 of each, and so far it's been really good. And moving on, we can't have a reverse Luquier deck without reverse Luquier herself, so we run 4 copies of Silverthorn Dragon Queen Luquier Reverse. Her first ability is from Vanguard or from Soul. Once per turn, if you have a Vanguard with Luquier in its name, Counterblast 1, lock 3 of your rear guards with different grades. If this unit is on your Vanguard, you can call up to 3 cards with Silver Thorn in their card names from your soul, and if it is in your soul, you can write it as stand. So you either fill up your field or you get another Axel circle. Both are really good for the cost as well. I don't think that locking your back row will do very much, especially because of her second skill, which is if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all of your front row units get plus 3k for each of your locked units. So once you hit second grade 3 turn, you'll have 4 Axel circles, so that gives you an extra 4 potential slots to attack with. You would lock 6 of your rear guards, regrettably, but you would get 4 very high-powered attacks, I guess, or you could just leave it at your back row, have 7 attacks with minimum plus 9 to your front row, which is always really fun. So we run 4 of her, and of course we run 4 copies of Silver Thorn Beast Tamer Dorian. Her ability at the end of your turn from Vanguard or Rearguard, put all of your other Rearguards into your soul. You draw 1 card for every 2 cards returned, and if you return at least 4 cards, you can choose a grade 3 from your soul and add it to your hand, and then you retire her at the end of her ability if she is a Rearguard. So this does help us get into the Luquier loop. All you really need is one of the regular Luquiers and 1 reverse Luquier in your soul. And as long as you have Dorians, you can just keep recycling recycling the 2 Luquiers that you already have. And yeah, it's a good time, and you get to draw off of it, and your entire field goes into your souls. And yeah, we have her at 4 copies, which is really good for having higher chances of not needing to draw another copy of Luquier later into the game. And that is it for our grade 3s. Now, the hardest part of building this deck for me was literally trying to understand what the rest of the deck should be doing. There is spot soul charging, I guess is what I can call it, very controlled soul charge, which is something that I like, as well as beaters. And the beaters are probably the most important part, because even though even though reverse Luquier does give field buffs, you would probably have to be going second for that to work right away, or you'd have to wait until turn 4 for those buffs to take effect. So outside of this grade 2 that I'm going to show, the other grade 2s are all just beaters and kind of are just sort of interchangeable with whatever else you want to put in your deck if you plan on building this. So first 4 are 4 copies of Silverthorn Beast Tamer I cannot say her name. I'm so sorry. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, counterblast 1, soul charge 3. If you soul charge at least 2 or more, at least 2 cards with Silverthorn in its name, you can draw a card. And her second ability is when she's placed on Rearguard, if you called her by ability, then you can choose 1 grade 2 or greater unit with Silverthorn in its name from your soul and call it into the same column as her. So this helps you get out the extra hands if you're playing Venus Luquier, so you can put her in the front, call something in the back, and then if you don't want to keep it there, then you can always use Anna to put that card back into the soul, but we'll get into that a little later. Next, we run 4 copies of Silverthorn Marionette Lillian. Her ability from Vanguard or Rearguard, when she is placed from hand, counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 card with Silverthorn in its name, put it into your soul and shuffle your deck. Very simple, very easy, very good at toolboxing your deck. If you don't have a Dorian in your soul for grade 3, you can put one in. If you don't have a reverse Luquier anywhere in sight, you can put one in. It really is up to you depending on the game state. So there we go. And her second ability is when it attacks a Vanguard, if you have at least 4 cards with Silverthorn in their different card names, she gets plus 10k, which is nice because who doesn't like beaters? And we're rounding it out very simply with Silverthorn Rising Dragon. If you call at least 2 cards from your soul this turn, it gets plus 10k. This card can be switched out with whatever you like. I just want the numbers, and Rising Dragon is one of the best cards for it. If you did want to put in Megalarude, then you could probably put those in as well, since it does go up to 15 and does field things. But it really is up to you. So 3 copies of Rising Dragon, and that is it for the grade 2s. Now moving into the grade 1s, we have 4 copies of Silverthorn Beast Tamer Anna. Really good card. I could probably cut it down to 2 or 3 though, and then switch them out with other grade 1s, but all the grade 1s in this deck are purely used for utility. There is almost no boosting in this deck just because of how reverse Luquier works. But first things first, when she is rode upon by a unit with Silverthorn in its name, you can countercharge 1. Works really well with Lillian and Marika, because both of those counterblast on ride. So you can activate that ability, put in stuff into your soul, and then countercharge right away, as if it never happened. It's free, which is nice. And when she is placed on Rearguard from your soul, you can choose another one of your Rearguards with Silverthorn in his name, put it into your soul, and put her into your soul as well, and you can countercharge 1. The only limitation is that if you've already countercharged once with her that turn, then you can't do it a second time. So really is picking and choosing the right time to do it. But yeah, really just a really good card. I don't know if you have to run her at 4 just because you do have Lillians, but having 4 does give you better chances of getting her as your grade 1 ride. So the 4 copies so far are staying, and I like it that way. So that is it for Anna. Next, we run 4 copies of Silver Thorn Conjurer Romy. I don't know how popular of a choice this is, but her ability is really good just for getting selective soul charges into your soul so that you can have a more efficient Luquier turn. So first, her ability is rest this unit and put her into the soul. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put any cards with Silverthorn in their names into your soul, and then the rest into the bottom. So on a good top 3, you're getting 3 good soul. If on a decent to bad turn, then you only get 1, but at least you're still deck trimming regardless of what is going on. So 4 copies of her. And last, grade 1s. We only do run 10 grade 1s in this deck. We really only need them for ride, and then everything else just takes care of itself. So Silverthorn Assistant Irina, when she's placed from hand onto rearguard, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put 1 into your soul and then the other at the bottom of your deck. Again, selective soul charging, not as much as Romy, but she does stay on the field and she doesn't have to do anything else after. And then her second ability is when she's rode upon, you can look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, put any number of cards with Silverthorn in their card names into your soul and the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. If you put 2 or more cards into your soul, you can draw a card. So again, just all selective soul charging with these 2 and then counter charging with Anna, and that is it for our grade 1s. Moving into the triggers, right now I do have it at a safe rainbow, so 4 Heal Guardians, 4 Draw PGs, 4 crits, and 4 front triggers. I find that the front triggers are super annoying, especially when you're a little deeper into the game, or at least as long as Reverse's second skill is online, because as soon as you hit a front trigger, everything just gets so much more annoying. I know that that is true for all Axel decks that run front triggers, but there's just something so satisfying about hitting a front trigger with your front row already getting plus 18 or at least plus 9. So yeah, that is it for this deck profile. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Tell your friends if you think that they'll enjoy it. I am Jelly, the Casual Card Gamer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.